Hey, it's Mo Bunnell, your business development expert, author of The Snowball System. I and my teams have trained over 15,000 professionals all over the world on sound business development techniques. Here we are in our second Powering Through the Pandemic Part 2 series, where we're in the middle of this pandemic and we're covering four big topics: mindset, movement, measurement, and momentum. This video is the second one, and we're on movement. What I'm going to cover here are the things that are working really well that we're seeing training hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients right here in the middle of the summer in the pandemic. And what I want to start with is to let you vent a little bit. If you want to really get this out of the system, tear off a scratch piece of paper and write down every single thing that you're a little bit angry about that isn't working that you used to do. Maybe it's flying to another city to take clients to dinner. Maybe it's taking local clients out to breakfast, lunch. Maybe it's going to conference. Maybe it's speaking at conference. Maybe it's going to any other kind of live events. Maybe it's entertaining clients at concerts. Whatever you used to do that you can't do now, get it out of your system. Because remember that mindset we're using. We're thinking, at least from a business development standpoint, this is permanent. This pandemic's here forever. So just assume those things are never going to happen again. Get it out of your system. That's fine. It's healthy to do so. Now, I want you to focus on something different. And that is what's actually working. Some things are actually easier now than they were before. It's easier to get somebody to pop on a video call. It's actually easier to get face-to-face with somebody that's in a different city. Sometimes you can do it with a couple minutes notice or a couple hours notice, when you used to you'd both assume you had to fly there to see them and all that stuff. Maybe people didn't know how to use video conferencing software before. We used to have to beg. We've been using it for years, but we used to have to beg clients to be on video for some reason. That's not hard anymore. That's real easy. We've all gotten accustomed to being on video. And you know, if you're around us very much, that incredible research out of Cornell and Western University in Canada that shows a face-to-face ask has a 34 times more likely chance of getting a yes than an email ask. Get folks on video. It's actually easier. You just have to ask. It's also easier to be vulnerable. You know, asking somebody how their weekend was before the pandemic starts was sort of a throwaway line. Like, people usually wouldn't even answer it with much detail. Oh, it was great. And you'd move on. You'd have to really dig in. Man, you ask somebody how their weekend's going now or how it went, and you might be talking 15 minutes later about all the different things that were stressful or easier or fun or different or what they're doing or whatever. People bond in stressful times, and there's a ton of research around that. Everything's stressful right now, so it's a little easier to get vulnerable. It's a little easier to find mutual benefit in how you can help each other. You just have to ask and start by being vulnerable yourself. So here's a whole bunch of tips that can help you. I want to give you some relationship tips for movement, and I want to give you some demand creation or how to create or close opportunities tips that work right now. So relationships first. Be creative. Ask for that video call. Ask for a unique way to get that video call. We've got clients that are doing meet the pets video calls where they're both having a happy hour and they're showing their pets to each other. We've got clients that are saying meet the family. Hey, I want you to meet my spouse. We can't go to dinner, so let's do it this way. Let's have a happy hour. Something that's even 20 or 30 minutes can be incredibly bonding right now. We've got clients that are shipping HelloFresh meals, and then they're cooking with each other on the kitchen using their iPad or their phone so they can see each other on Zoom or WebEx or BlueJeans or whatever. We've got clients that are where they have clients that are in their same town. They're putting up screens in their backyard and watching baseball games, planning football game watches so that they can social distance, wear a mask, have a little fun, but be outdoors too and bond in that way. There's tons of ways that you can bond creative light right now. You've just got to get with a team, brainstorm a little bit, and figure out what it is. Happy hours are an easy way. Keep doing that. But think of other ways that you can get on video and bond with your clients. Remember, there's three big things you're looking to do. One is find commonality. Two is find mutual benefit. And three is do this often with frequency. If you do those three things, you are going to deepen your relationships for your most important people. On the demand creation side, we're seeing tons of things work. It starts right now with asking questions. Is this organization trying to tighten up cash flow? Are they trying to grow? Are they worried about their employees and getting back to work? What are the ways that you can add value? Start by asking some questions, bring in your resources, and use that wonderful technique that we've got. The only one I've ever seen in my life that uses every single one of the 6 influential factors that Dr. Robert Cialdini of Arizona State found. It's our give to get technique. Find ways to get data, to get information from a client, and then analyze it and play back to them, or have brainstorming sessions or project planning sessions or something. Find ways to have a 60 to 90 minute experience on video. Make sure you're on video where you bring in your experts and you're helping your clients do something by essentially starting work before you're paid to work, and you're creating demand in a way because you're stopping that free part of the project at the point where they realize you've added tons of value, but they also realize they need more, and then you're off to the races with probably some kind of non-competitive project or solution that you're working on with them. The give to get technique now is maybe easier than ever because you don't have to fly, and it's easier to coordinate your clients and your experts to execute the give to get. Remember those 6 things, those 6 influential factors from Robert Cialdini in the book Influence, and use them in your give to gets. It's a great litmus test to see if you do them right. Number 1, reciprocity. We want to repay those that pay to us. Give to get to have that right out of the gate. You can't mess that up. The second, likability. Find ways for everybody to bond. Find commonalities between your SMEs, your subject matter experts, and the clients. The third thing, scarcity. Let the client know this is very special. Find some way to offer this give to get in a way that's truly unique to them, and let them know if that's true. Be authentic about it. Say, hey, we've never done it quite this big or quite in this way or whatever, but we wanted to offer this to you because you're important to us. People want more of what there is less of. Scarcity, dial that up to 10. The fourth thing, authority. People tend to trust authority figures, especially in times of stress and when the decision making is complex. Bring your subject matter experts in so that they're doing the talking, not you. Bring a small team of people because they'll trust the expert more than they trust you. Fifth thing, social proof. If you're doing something really special, it's important for you to ask for all the decision makers to be in that give to get meeting. And social proof says we want to do things others want to do as well. So if you can orchestrate the folks on the client side that are in the give to get meeting, you'll have a higher chance of success than if fewer than all the decision makers are there. And the last one, commitment. We tend to go down the path that we start down. So in your give to get meetings, done virtually, plan to have 15 minutes at the end to figure out what's next. Most give to gets try to do too much. Pull your content back so that you can have time to plan for the next step. Commitment is extremely powerful. And if you've hit those 5 other things before it, you've got all those decision makers in the room sharing social proof with each other. And if you'll spend the next steps, if you spend 15 minutes covering the next steps, then even picking the dates for what you're going to do next, then you will be rolling downhill from that point. You'll be in great shape because you've got the commitment and you've already got the dates picked on what to do next. That's a great give to get. And I think right now give to gets are easier to plan for and do because we're all used to all this video technology and we don't have to fly around the world to make these things happen. Plan out your give to gets, figure out which ones you want to push and promote and have campaigns around. Go offer those to your very, very best opportunities and create some demand. So that's movement. If you can have movement on your relationships and you can have movement creating demand to create more revenue, then you are going to have success in this pandemic. If you want more on all this, head over to bdhabits.com because there is a foolproof system on how to stay on top of your relationships and your revenue as you move through this pandemic week over week. Focus matters now more than ever, and that's a way to get it. Next up, we're going to talk about measurement. Stay tuned for that. It's our next video.